We will now proceed with the speeches. Let us have 1 minute, timekeepers, before we get started. Before we get started, just to make sure that you know what we're going to do, let's do a little quick rehearsal. I'm going to mention the contestant's name once. I'm then going to mention the contestant's title of his speech twice. Then I will mention the contestant's name again. You will then clap. Are we ready to proceed? Yes. Matt Morrow. A series of classified events. A series of classified events. Matt Morrow.
The following events are classified, top secret, by the United States government. Any questions pertaining to these events will be met with either a very confused or condescending look. I can only share these events with you because this is a Tall Tales contest, and nobody here will believe the events actually happened. We have to rewind to April 9th, 2003. The Saddam Hussein statue comes crashing down. If you'd been with me 2 days later, you would have smelled the diesel exhaust and heard the growl of the turbine engine as our tanks roared across the Iraqi desert. We approached the Euphrates River at 1:15 in the morning. My tank, the first one to approach. The bridge is blown out. Advance party leaving thin steel beams across the 40-foot gap. My heart starts to climb into my throat as 148,000 pounds of man and machine slowly make their way onto those steel rails. My loader starts to say, shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. All right, you got me, it's Tall Tales, that's not what he really said. At about the midway point, I start to get a sinking feeling. Crack! Have you ever had a moment that seems to stretch out in time? Inky darkness rushes up, crashes into my face, and then nothing. My eyes focus on a 3-foot pudgy black and white bird with a curved beak, tugging at the buttons of my uniform. I swat it away, it squawks and flaps, trying for air, leaving a feather behind on my chest. Damn dodos don't give up! I turn my head, and Sergeant McGregor comes into focus. More beanpole than beefcake. Did you say dodos, Sergeant? You better bring me up to speed. Apparently, I'd lost consciousness when the tank hit the water. He pushed me out into the darkness, grabbed my collar, and swam for the light. We'd washed up on the beach. This is unlike any beach we'd ever seen before. There's a ceiling with light emitting from it. The air is clean, like right after a spring rain. The vegetation is something we've never seen before, and there's a river just down the way, feeding into the lagoon. Sergeant McGregor, we follow that river, it's our best way out of here, it's got to have a source. Roger that, sir. We make our way to the river, and then we start up the river. And the dodos was only the first of many excellent adventures we had on the next 6 days. We saw majestic redwoods next to twisted mesquites. We were stalked by a saber-toothed tiger, until we found something a little more appetizing. We even came across a 50-story tall apple tree with a serpent slithering through the branches. Eventually, the river leads to a 100-story tall waterfall. Eagles and condors circling above. We begin our climb. Have you ever tried to climb 100 stories? Wow. On stairs? Now try it on a cliff. Eventually, the birds aren't above us. They're below us. When we reach the top, we have a magnificent, picturesque vista in front of us. Every environment known to man. Mountains, tundra, woodlands, swamp, plain, desert, tropical rainforest, all spread out before us, all teeming with life. Sergeant McGregor casually comments, "There's never a camera around when you need one." I look at Sergeant McGregor and tell him, "Nobody would believe it." We turn, and the river is actually emanating from a cave. We start to go deeper and deeper into the darkness. Our splashing of our boots, the only sign we're still in the right way. Eventually, we start to see light. We make a run for it. We emerge into daylight. We're in Baghdad. We flag down a convoy and return to base. There's a problem. We're held for questioning. You see, we were MIA. And they wanted to know what happened. They sent out a patrol to try and find the cave. They can't find it. Why are these events classified? I cannot say. Thank you.